Well, let's hop back in to the Sam show, because here we have, like, you still hear the growling of the wolf just tearing into Abondo, just tearing into him, having a nice little taste of snack. Kryn, there's also there's just the smell of panic, fear in the air. There's a dense smell of fear. Kryn just looks, her chest pressed up now against the shotgun, just looking down at it, knowing what's coming, almost just accepting
Sam just
what it
seems to
is.
Slightly take in the sound of that crunching. Goes, remember that sound? We used to hear that all the time. Back when those mutant coyotes would catch whoever we found outside. What were their names again? Yes, those.
The long teeth.
Billy was always my favorite. But enough about supple memories. And she suddenly kicks her square in the stomach.
Awesome. I mean, how many harm is that?
She's not trying to do harm. It's more just to knock her down. But technically,
Double her over.
harm. Yeah, I'm trying.
Right,
to think
but you're a
I'm trying to
gun lugger
think
and
how
you're
much
wearing
that
spiky
actually
boots
is.
and
I'm out of
stuff.
combat,
Like,
so I don't count that. My boot would probably be just one, since it doesn't have the blades out of it. That probably means I think it's 2. Yeah, I think by calculations.
Okay.
2.
She has 2 armor, so it definitely, it's enough. Like, she feels it. She just grunts, goes back.
On your knee.
All right, Sam.
Lark is trying to get
always something.
the armor off of him.
Actually, when Lark
okay.
goes for that, she just says immediately gonna put the shotgun towards him for a second. It's like, you want armor? Get it from the fucker in the fucking back of the truck.
Fair enough. I was just thinking that when you throw her off that cliff there, you might want to keep that.
And she just smiles at that before turning back.
Yeah, Lark is going to go start looting the other corpse.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's got armor worth 2 armor. He's got an assault rifle,
God.
and he's got a grenade launcher. So there you go.
Remember though, Sam only said armor. Might want to keep that in mind.
Sam, look, there's got to be something you want. You know me, I've been around.
Go on.
Look, I know where it is, Sam. By the way, Sam, this is your GM asking, what's the name of your bus?
It's a Dusty Coyote.
I know where she hit it. I know where the Dusty Coyote is, Sam.
And she just slowly starts leaning in. Why do you think you're still breathing while those other fuckers are dead?
Why do you think I will tell you if I'm going to be dead? You know me better than that, Sam.
She slowly puts her hand onto the cheek. And all of Sam's face, for some reason it looks tender and kind. The bloodlust leaking off her is immense. But it's not directed at her for this particular moment. And Sam's gonna read a person.
Perfect. Read that person.
Sharper than the knife you keep in your boot.
Alright, so My very first question is the one I was going to ask no matter what. How can I get her to join Sam and leave Denise?
Okay, that's a good question. I don't feel like it'd even be that hard of a push. She is a lapdog, and right now I think you are definitely giving, like, you're giving off the aura that you are a much more powerful beast than your sister. You're back from the dead, literally. So I think you know that Kryn is not comfortable just spending a lot of time with a lot of people. She always has to be looking for the next target. So to join you, and maybe now she's just been sent on some shitty tasks that she just hates. And you know she's a bit greedy. Like she's always looking for the best thing because she wants the first task at it. She wants to get the best stuff before anyone else gets there. So she understands she's definitely afraid of you. She right now thinks she's going to die, and in a way that makes sense. To join you is just a matter that you will be able to offer her much greater things, rewards, than Denise
And of
possibly
course,
can.
for life.
Yeah.
But even that, I don't think Kryn would join you just because she's scared of her life. I don't, and I think I mean, look at the gang, right? They're not there because necessarily they're scared of Denise. Like they're a ragtag kind of, or together. There's a bit of loyalty there. She would rather force you to kill her than to join. But she also holds that piece of information.
Okay. I'm going to hold on the other two for now. Just hold those for later.
Right?
Lark calls out, Sam.
Yes, Shadow Man.
Lark tosses Sam the grenade launcher.
And she catches it. It's nice having one of these again.
You notice that it's like loaded, and for a moment you're like, oh, glad I caught that the right way. That could have been an awkward
Lark
moment.
has never been to firearm safety school.
Yeah, no. She's just gonna
No.
put it on a belt loop. With another holster that she has prepared.
Did the first one that Sam blast with the did their gun drop somewhere?
No, he still had his shotgun as he was dragged away. You can see it. It's over there really close to the wolf. And I think Lark realizes we're having a conversation and there's a big ass wolf over there still. We're still in danger close here, folks. And you have an assault rifle now, Lark.
Yeah, actually,
And that meal,
yeah, Lark.
it's not going to last too long.
Sam probably notices that Lark is holding the assault rifle, not necessarily like an expert, but like someone that has held a gun before. Because, I mean,
Right.
knives may be the bread and butter of the cult, but Lark has definitely shot some people. People just tend to get nervous when they see you walking around with a gun, so he chooses not to carry one typically. Makes them appear more trusting.
Mm-hmm.
So Lark is just kind of going to move up to the edge. Go about your business. I'm just going to take care of this little thing.
Thank you, Dad.
And Lark
You
is
can
going
tell
to
her
her.
personality seems to have changed
Like-
drastically.
Yep, Lark is going to not read into that too much because he's a little bit afraid.
Right. And just like a hand reaching towards a dog's bowl, the moment you start approaching, you start hearing the growl of that wolf. Like it recognizes that there's now another one of these things, but it's focused on its meal right now. There's not much of a Bondo left.
Yeah, Lark is gonna shoulder the assault rifle and take a shot. What can possibly go wrong?
Right. Let's see. Are you trying to kill or just frighten
Lark is gonna try to kill it.
run away?
He personally has had
Okay.
bad. Yep.
I'm gonna
He's
say
had bad
this is a go
experience with the
aggro.
animals out
Yeah.
here, so
This is your
there's no
initial
love
barrage.
lost.
I mean, the wolves were in a
Right.
gunfight just a bit ago, and they didn't run away. I think.
All right, an 8.
Yeah. I mean, it's a wolf. It's not gonna get the hell out of your way because it's definitely not gonna run. Don't think it can barricade itself. Give you something that they think you want or tell you. I think.
Well,
Yeah,
it
that's
can choose
interesting.
one of the above or one of the
With
following.
this one. Right. Right. Yeah, I think what it does is it starts running towards you. Yeah. How much harm? Let's see. I actually have that for Mr. Pellet here. 3 harm, far loud, auto fire. You definitely you get it. It doesn't kill it though. It's like you hit it right at the back of the head, and you see one of its left paw buckle down underneath the weight. It pushes itself out, and it just starts moving towards you. Not as fast as it should. You definitely seem to have slowed it down. But just the fire. It's been a little while since you got the gun. The gun's just in an awkward position now, and this thing
probably
is
a bit more
coming
kick than
right
he was
towards
expecting. I thought this was 5.56, not 7.62.
Right.
Kind of just he fires it. It goes off his shoulder a bit.
Right.
I think Lark is gonna draw his knife quick, drop the assault rifle, draw his knife, and just try to jab at this wolf as it
Has
dives
the wolf
at him.
entered my view?
Probably just as this is happening, just as they're about
Just as
to
that wolf
meet.
comes into view, Sam's immediately gonna flick her shotgun and pull the trigger.
Okay. Interesting. It's a matter of timing here, and it's also a shotgun, which means spray and Lark.
It's also
Well,
you
it doesn't
have,
area, it's just messy.
We also have a potentially hostile person that you just turned away from.
Oh no, she's still looking at it. It's just a flick shot out of the corner of her eye.
Okay,
Just a
not even
reaction.
looking.
Yeah, just a
Oof.
reaction.
Ew, that's
You
even
shouldn't
more.
have shot.
I'm. Oh boy. Oof. That's interesting. I think that this is a. Is this a covering fire, maybe? Or is this simply a seize by force? Yeah, this is definitely a seize by force. To defend someone else from an attack, roll to seize by force, but instead of choosing to take definite control, you can choose to protect them from harm.
Yep.
That's exactly what's happening here. But there's going to be a disadvantage here. I'm going to say it's a -1 on it. So go ahead and roll plus hard, but -1 on your roll, because you're not even looking.
Yeah, I know.
You're a badass, Sam.
Would Lark
Yeah,
be able to roll
There's
any-
a lot of stuff going on here. Let's see.
Got it.
I'll let you play off the
-1
result.
My hard roll.
We'll go from that. Correct. All right. So you can still choose 2. So you can inflict terrible harm, which you obviously choose to protect them. So in that case, I don't think you have to do anything, Lark. Like, you drop the assault rifle, you pull the gun, and the wolf leaps into the air only to just be decimated, and you're covered in its blood. It's just exploded like a bright red firework as it leaps into this air, the gray fur turning just into particles as a shotgun blast. Just there's very little left of the front portion of this wolf.
Lark
So it just
kind of
falls
like
limp
spits some
on the ground.
some of the viscera out of his mouth. Like, I had it handled.
Mm-hmm. And she's just gonna put it back towards, sorry, I keep forgetting this girl's name. You
Kryn.
cut out one more time? Kryn, okay.
Kryn, Krin.
Lark is gonna go over and loot the other body. What can I say?
Yeah.
He's an opportunist.
That's fine. Sam doesn't really care at this point, because she's got something in mind. Now, Kryn, I know you. And you know me, right? And you know, I was always the nicer of me and my sister. So, I'm gonna give you a choice. Become dog chow, and then dog shit. Or, you can help me. My sister, she sent you on this little excursion, didn't she?
She wanted us to find a way in.
Funny story. I not only have a way in, I know where we can get so many more supplies. I might even be able to get us even more. I have a little establishment gonna be happening soon. You ever hear of that castle just down the way, ruled by the one they call the Emperor? I'm sure it didn't.
She walks close to you. That's what she fucking wants us to find the way in. What are you
What if I
talking
told
about?
you I'm already in? That little pipsqueak over there? And she's gonna motion her head towards Lark.
I'm guessing this is conversation's kind of
Yeah.
happening in hushed tones as well. Or are you talking loud enough for Lark to hear?
Right now it's in hushed tones since she got closer. Now, I know you never really liked my sister, but you always were a good little lapdog. So I'm willing to offer you a bit of a deal. Leave my annoying bitch of a sister and work with me again. I'll take back my position in the gang in due time. We'll have all the scratch we can find. Every single score will be ours again. It'll be just like old times. Except you won't be doing this bottom of the barrel fish crap. Shooting these fucking wolves. Just basically to get a part on at this point anymore. I know that's not what you're really after. You want a prize. Just like me. Right?
She takes a moment. Your sister's made some pretty big promises in her day as well. All these big scores.
No question.
Been great. Get me inside. What even is there? Like this place. Which kind of references to the barrels and the tents, and you kind of look around, and yeah, they just look like rooted through, scavenged through. Everything's been fucking taken. What is it? What do you have, Sam? What are you after?
She just smiles widely. Everything. I want it all. Yep, everything was taken from me, so I want it all. It's as simple as that, really. That castle that emperor so has, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. We won't have to live in that shitty little dingy place out in the desert. We'll have a nice, fortified thing with food, wine, men, women. Just like we always dreamed, right? Ruling as gods, or all these pathetic little insects.
You've been gone. You've been gone for a while, Sam. It's not just about being there. No, Denise. The lowlands are empty. There ain't shit left down there. We're taking over. That castle,
Oh,
that's gonna be ours. That emperor,
Is
he's
that
gonna
right?
be gone.
and yet, and she just slightly puts her fingers to the front of her forehead. 3 of you couldn't even handle 1 person.
Lark kind
You
of
buckled.
coming back around the tent. And I assure you, there are plenty more than one well-armed person in that castle.
If you 3 fuckers can't even handle 1 of me, I don't care who my sister is. She's not gonna be able to do shit. And you know it.
She starts kind of chuckling a bit. You're talking about all of the Legion. Is that what they call themselves? A bunch of boys playing with their swords, having
you've
sword
apparently
fights.
done some research.
Or a done some research. Absolutely. Oh, or is it what? Portum? The men from there? Don't have to worry about that. She kind of points down the valley. And Sam, you can see the region where the tunnel is that Portum is, and there is a massive column of dark black smoke coming from that area. They're already
Why do
being
you
dealt
think
with as well.
I left there. I can't let my sister know that I'm up and about. Not till the bullet goes through her thick, thick thighs. And then
That's something I can give you. I know where the Dusty Coyote is. I know exactly where your sister's going to be. But Sam, I've had a long enough life. You can throw me off the cliff if you're done with me, but if you got something to offer,
Lark kind of
I'm ready to
turns
hear.
to Sam. With your blessing, I think I would like to show your friend here that we have plenty more to offer. And Lark kind of like, as he says that, he like brings his hand up to the shoulder wound that he healed.
very well. Very well then. Why don't
Right.
you show us a trick, Magic Man? As Sam reaches into a little pocket on her armor, pulls out a knife, and immediately sinks it into Crin's shoulder.
Yeah, that's definitely a go aggro. Go aggro on this bitch.
Oh, that's a lot of aggro.
Oh yeah. Again, with that, how much
Not
harm are you
in
doing
combat, so
with your knife? Okay, that's enough to wound her. Again, it goes right through her armor, so it's not a massive. She takes 1 harm. But yeah, like she just gets hit, and you see her for a moment, like she reaches for a gun, but she stops because you're still there. But she backs up, like
Lark
holding her shoulder.
immediately
What
grabs
the fuck,
the
Sam?
shoulder and is
What
going
the
to use
fuck?
his healing touch.
What could go wrong?
I mean, if you're reaching for the same, like she's gonna try to knock your hand away as well. I think this is a seize by force thing just to get her under control, to even get to the wound. Because right now, yeah, she's just like backed away, her shoulder's bleeding.
Actually,
See, I'm debating whether or not it would be easier to seize by force or try to convince her to calm down.
just a quick note while he's figuring
Right.
that out. The suffer harm part, there are a couple other options in there. Would it be possible that she doesn't notice Lark? Because I can choose, well,
Let's
2 can be
see.
chosen from 7 to 9. And that's when people suffer harm. Just as a theoretical.
Let's take a look. So that's normally for PCs. I think, let's see. I mean, you rolled a 14. Sure. Yeah, I think they forced her hand and suck it up. You stab her in the shoulder, and like she reacts
My plan was for
specifically
Lark to
towards you. What the
immediately,
fuck, Sam? And
grab her once the knife was out. So.
yeah.
All right. Let's see how this healing touch thing goes.
Yep.
All right. So
on a 7 to 9, you still heal 1 segment, but you're acting under
Okay.
fire from your patient's brain. Ooh, goody.
glad I upped my cool. Didn't save me. This is this
All right.
healing thing is going great.
The brain of Kryn right now. That's interesting. I think, yeah, no, this is exactly what happens. Your entity's not here, and now you just have the screams of like the inner drama of Kryn going on right now. Like you immediately just get a wave of bad maelstrom juju, and I'm gonna say you suffer 2 psi harm. So when you suffer psi harm, roll your normal, so basically roll the harm move, and we'll see what happens here. As yeah, you just feel you don't have the shield, the
And I've been
protection
using
of
this
the
a
entity
lot
here,
lately.
and now you
It's
just have
probably
all the
straining.
panic. She's still
Nice.
good though. Oh no. All right. I have 2 very interesting choices here. So you're either out of action, unconscious, trapped, incoherent, panicked, or you're out of your own control. You come to yourself again a few seconds later, having done I don't know what. I think, Lark, you immediately panic. You're not sure what it is, but you begin to immediately just run towards the cliff. That escape route that you just that you had looked for before, like you don't know why you're doing it, but you just find yourself heading straight towards the first kind of rappel down
Okay.
out of this place.
So Lark just
I just
immediately.
imagine like Kryn is like, first she's just randomly stabbed, then Lark just tries to grab her wound and starts running off the cliff.
Right. Yeah, it just you see Sam sees him pull his hand away and her shoulder heal. Kryn sees that confused. He like pulls his hand, seeing blood on it, and just runs through you straight towards the cliff, just runs away, not saying anything, just looking at his bloody hand.
I mean, I guess
and
that's
just
the
running
natural
towards the cliff.
route to go next. Anyway, just out of curiosity, off the whichever of these. All right.
You're not going off yet. You're just running towards.
What did Lark
got
get
several
from the
heals.
second body?
Yeah. From the second body, you got another armor with 2 armor, a shotgun, and a 38 revolver, and the keys
Oh, no.
to Regina.
And ceremoniously,
So-
and sticking to tradition, ignoring Lark, and just kind of, Sam just points at the now healed wound. Now do you see? I've got powerful people on my side. A single touch, and you're back to being right as rain. Now tell me, can my sister ever able to do that to you? Or she may you have to lick those wounds like a dog.
She looks, still trying to figure out how that just happened, and the whole scenario of Lark just running away, kind of confusing. You know your sister, she doesn't deal with all that nonsense, that voodoo bullshit. I don't know what the fuck that just was, but if you're saying you have people like that and you have access to the castle, you know what? Fine. Go ahead and just roll a manipulate +1 using your read a person. It's
Is
just
Lark-
kind of
Would
gonna
Lark
set
be
up her
able to help
loyalty
with this, with the whole
to Sam.
healing
She's a
thing?
You're running
Right.
off. the
Ooh,
cliff.
I'm afraid at the moment, Lark, you're out of your own mind.
Exit
You're-
stage, right?
You're just running.
He's like,
Right.
he heals the wound and then he's like, I left the oven on.
Go point this out right now. She's not gonna be loyal. She's not. Nope. Wait,
Oh,
the +1. That's a 7.
it's a 7. All right.
Does it already have a +1?
She smiles
Oh,
like,
it did. Never mind,
again,
it's a 6.
this is a,
Good shit.
she's very snake-like. It's 6. Okay. I think what we have here, you know, she's agreeing to
Alright, so she's
join you,
saying she's agreeing to join me real quick. Then I'm gonna use my last
yeah,
hold.
yeah, she's agreeing
Is
to,
this
to
bitch
join you.
lying to me?
You don't know. And that's what the miss comes in. You don't know. There's nothing giving off the vibe that you would have. She's very much like Sam in the sense that if there is a treasure to seek, she is your hound dog. She will find it. She loves to go on a hunt. And you're offering a chance to go on more fruitful ventures.
Well then, friend, let's get what we can here. Head down this mountain, grab a second car I have piled up, and we'll head to the castle.
Lark, you come to about with both of your feet kind of, you're sitting on the ledge of the cliff, just about to go over, and like a gust of wind catches you, and you're sitting on the side of a cliff, blood on your hand, just facing the valley.
Lark kind of like blinks for a bit. It looks back over his shoulder. Did it work? Just... And then as he kind of gets his bearings, he realizes that once again the entity was not there. And this is perhaps the farthest he's felt from the entity in a long time. He's also like holding like 2 things of body armor and the shotgun. Like he's just adorned with all of this.
Right. Shotgun over one arm. There's all types of armaments on him, yeah. He's got like a pistol
Right, so
shoved
Lark's
into his
gonna
waistband.
do his best to kind of properly like attach this equipment to himself.
Right, and I mean it's heavy. You're used to obviously used to traveling with heavy stuff, so it's if anything it's just
Right.
awkward. It's not a nice backpack
probably have,
full
like-
of stuff. But then that's when you remember, like, you have the keys to the truck in your pocket.
Lark immediately like turns around, starts coming back through. Oh, silly me! I was gonna go use that climbing equipment, but I have these, and he jingles the keys. Like totally trying to play off that he didn't just like randomly like black out and almost run off a cliff.
Ah, those were those ones. Guess it's a good thing I blew that thing right out.
Crin smiles. It's a good thing you found those.
Better than just have her sift through dog shit.
There's no way we would have
Lark
been taking
kind
that
of,
truck if we
looks
didn't have
over at
those.
Kryn. Your sidearm there. Drop it,
No.
please.
She keeps it. For now.
She keeps it for now. Unless you're trying to manipulate.
I think I'm going to be manipulating Sam at this point, but Lark kind of just looks to Sam and says, "Oh, consider it a trust exercise, as I believe I heard the Emperor say. If she's willing to travel with us unarmed, she trusts us. She'll simply get her weapon back when we're sure that this arrangement is solidified."
Yeah, if you're gonna try and
Oh, right. I
manipulate
should
her,
roll
I'm
that.
I'm definitely gonna try to interfere that as well.
I interfere, you interfere.
Let's do it. Oof. All right, let's see. Roll
What-
plus hex.
Or it.
Oh wait, no,
Excuse
that's never mind. Go ahead and roll your
Yes.
hot or weird.
get a
It's
minus
weird for
1?
you. Well, that's weird. At a minus
uh,
1.
Just try and stop
No
me.
problemo.
All right.
So what's the reason? Well, yeah. So for PCs, either you
Yep.
both. If you go along, you mark XP. If you refuse, you erase one of your stat highlights, which I know we didn't redo that. So
Lark just kind of shrugs. Worst case scenario, we just give it back to her later.
Fine, but you're not making her one of your shadow bitches. And she just starts putting her mask back on.
Oh no, you've made it very clear that this one is. Besides, the entity didn't seem to take too much to this one, although I did get the impression of the grudge you hold.
not
Lark
a
just kind of
grudge,
looks
darling.
over to Kryn. This is one of them that beat you and left you for dead.
And the mask just slowly turns. And that bloodlust that I've been using around is now pointed at you. You best keep your mind out of my business there. Or else it's gonna get very, very bloody.
I would imagine. Though I wasn't exactly sure what was happening to start this situation. Now that I'm aware, I will leave it all to you.
And you just hear him take her deep breath after the mask is fully on. Alright. Let's loot this place and get going. And the bloodlust, as soon as she takes that deep breath, immediately fades.
Lark slowly releases his own breath that he didn't realize he was holding.
Then, yep, Sam's gonna go in here and start
So
finding
as you
whatever she
begin,
can.
oh, there's no just going in. That's about 20 feet up, and the stairs are down. Fortunately, that tower, you'll have to find a way to
Or
get up
Bring it down.
first before you get in. True. You could definitely knock out the.
Oh my god, I just
stabilizers
handed
and
her a
bring the whole
grenade
thing
launcher.
up and down. That's an option as well.
So, we can't get up there, huh?
Kryn goes over. Pellet tried, kind of points to the rope, but that wood is rotted to
So it's
shit.
alright. It'll come down on its own. Is that what you're telling me? As she starts reaching for the grenade launcher.
Aren't you worried you might break anything that might be in there? I mean, this place looks like it may have been good
You got
for
any better
something at
ideas?
some point.
Because it's gonna come down if we go up there. So either way, shit's breaking. At least this way we can control how it breaks. And she points towards the bigger snow piles off to the side, and the trees. We can use that to help break its fall if we break it in that direction.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Go for it, Sam. Yeah, I don't know.
She's gonna
I
look
don't
towards
know.
Lark. Hey, load whatever excess you have into the back of the truck. You don't need to be carrying that much weights for your. She just kind of looks you over. Physique.
Lark kind of just gives like a kind of like a I know you're teasing me smile and just goes to throw things in the trunk. He kind of kicks this corpse away from the wheel a little bit.
Yeah, and there's not a lot there. It was shredded. Just the wolf and this man look very similar in the parts they are missing.
And Sam's gonna walk underneath and start checking supports on this side here and like around this area, and see if they're how rotted they are and how much firepower it's gonna take to knock them down. Yeah.
Sounds like you're reading the situation, trying to find an advantage. Absolutely.
Let's see the shirt. Fuck. Not roll.
You look at the wood and you look at your grenade launcher. There's 3 grenades there. And you kind of do the math. Like, this building has been standing for a very long time through avalanches, severe winds, storms, all of that kind of stuff. You're just not sure if you have enough firepower to bring it down.
Lark kind of looks at the truck for a bit and looks at the building. He looks at Kryn and just says, "Did you happen to have any rope or chain or anything?"
She points again to the rope that's already dangling.
Lark's gonna go over and try to get that rope.
Sam will notice this and give him some assistance. Give him
Okay.
a boost if he needs it.
Honestly, where it looks like they got up pretty high, so you would probably have to climb up on top of this container and try to jump over to it. So you would have to. It's not something you can just reach from the ground. You have to get up on top of something and it just kind of swing in there. So I'm gonna say this is definitely an act under fire, but if you want to try to help,
Yeah,
Go
well, try
ahead
help me with
and
this.
roll
If
plus
I have
X,
to, I'll
Sam.
throw his ass at it.
Right.
Ooh. So acting
Perfect.
under fire. I got 2 for help. Nice.
+2. Oh yeah. Yeah. Part being thrown, part just jumping, as this is again probably something you've done before. It actually is something you just did off the side of the cliff. You are able to grab onto the rope. You feel it give for a moment. You kind of panic, like, are we about to go down? And then it holds taut. You're swinging about, you're about 10 feet up off the ground. There's probably another 6 to 7 feet up to go to where you're on the balcony.
Right, I guess
the
Lark
broken
will
balcony.
climb up.
Perfect. Yeah, you get up to the point and you just look. This entire balcony just seems completely shredded. This one, it's not as broken. And the entrance is from this one here.
Once he gets up there, Sam's gonna yell, "Hey, Shadow Man!
Hmm?
Toss me the keys."
Lark will toss Sam the keys.
To which Sam will go, start the car, will start the truck, and back it up to right underneath the entrance, right there.
And as Sam, you get into this car, you recognize why it's important to have those keys. There's a suicide trigger on this car, and if you tried to start it without it,
Yeah,
it was gonna go boom.
That's about what she expected.
Is Lark at a...
Perfect. So yeah, you grab the vehicle. Lark, you get to the balcony. You hear it creak for a moment, kind of stop moving. And then you walk a little bit further. You get to the door. All the windows have been broken out, and you're able to see inside. And it looks like Lark may be the first person here for a very, very long time. You open the door, and inside you can see remnants of canned food and medical supplies. There's a long rifle with about 2 boxes of ammo. There's some flare guns with 5 red flares, a transistor radio that you're not sure if it's working because there's no electricity here. There's a map of the local area, and on this map, it details a few places you're not familiar with, places a bit further north, specifically a military site called Fort Stonesworth. Also labels a city. And you look at the location on this map, kind of look out across the valley. With being so high up off the cliff, you're able to see things from a perspective you've never seen things from before. From here, you can see down to the castle. You see the smoke rising in Portum. You can even see down into the lowlands where the castles fall, or where the mountains fall away. But you look over, the city that's on this map, that's where the dark zone is.
Lark is going to take the map and roll it up and put it in his vestments, which are probably more red than white at this point. And he's going to begin taking first the medical supplies, just kind of dropping it down towards the truck.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Kryn hop in the back to start catching supplies.
So yeah, she grabs it, kind of looks at it, perfect, like kind of shoves it away. begins to load the truck. So I'm
Just
assuming you're
anything that
grabbing
looks
just
like it
about
would be of
everything in
use.
there.
And
Yeah, I
canned
mean the canned food
the
still looks
rifle.
good. Honestly, everything. Yep, the rifle, obviously the boxes of ammo, flare guns with 5 red flares, the map, the radio. It doesn't look damaged. It might have been, maybe some water damage, something like that. It just doesn't look like it's on, so it's possible it might work, but that's a heavy piece of technology that I'm not sure Lark would really know what it is.
Yeah, he might fidget.
You have basically the box with a whole bunch of knobs on it, and then you have the individual microphone.
He'll fidget
like
with
clicker.
the knobs and everything just to see if anything happens. Because though he doesn't quite know what this is, he knows what buttons are.
Just. Yeah, you just hear the click, but you don't see anything turn on. You don't hear any sounds or anything like that.
He just kind of shrugs.
Doesn't seem to have any electricity to it.
And turns, heads back out. He's gonna try to like get down the rope as far as he can, and then just drop the remaining 10 feet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have you roll for that. You've
he's
had to
landing in
jump
snow.
off of things before.
So Lark just kind of comes up and everything. I will say that Lark definitely took that 38 pistol and threw it into his vest alongside the knife. He wants that, like, in his own little personal stash of stuff because he likes that. And nice little snub-nosed revolver for him to carry. He goes up to the vehicle, goes up to Sam. Well, I believe that's everything of worth.
Nice job. Alright, hop in. We're heading back down.
Excellent. We hopefully Peter will still be there when we arrive.
If he ain't, he'll better what you will.
Kryn, where
meeting up with the
are you
convoy.
wanting to go? Sam, do you know where this road? Do you know where this road goes to?
No, but you'll tell me.
Yeah. No, this road isn't going to get you anywhere near the castle. This road goes all the way back to the lowland. Goes down beneath the peak and out below Portum. This is not. There's no way of getting down in that valley using this. Easiest
There
way
is
is going
another
back down
way.
the cliff.
How do I know? Some idiots in snowmobiles were able to get up here.
Hearing this, Lark kind of because Lark wants to get back down to like Peter and everything. So he kind of says,
Right.
If that is the case, Sam, would you feel safe traveling with your reunited friend for a bit?
Oh,
Getting
of
the
course.
supplies wherever you need?
Of course. She
In
knows
that
where she's
case, I'm
going.
going to head back down the cliff, meet up with Peter, and return to the castle. I trust I will see you there soon.
When we get there, I might be coming in something a bit more fun.
I did promise you a audience with the Emperor.
And make sure that fat man is gonna pay. Because if not, I know who I'm coming for when I get there.
Will do. Lark just... He's going to take one of the vests out of the back and try to throw it over his robes as he walks over towards the cliff.
As you get about that close to the cliff, you see a hand reach up, and then you see Abraham's head as his bright orange jacket pushes himself up, out of breath.
Yeah, Lark...
Thank
Lark
the
runs
entity
over
you're
to
still
help him up.
okay.
What the hell are you doing?
I heard the gunshots. I needed to come make sure you were okay.
We're fine.
Peter, he's not going anywhere. He's whatever happened in that cave, I guess. He got a bit of a wrath from those freaks as well. He's kind of points out down about again a quarter mile away from the cave. Should be right there, but we don't have much time to get to him. Yeah, I don't trust him to stick around. I told him to stay. I was, you know me. But I don't trust him to have enough balls to stay for too long.
I see. We should hurry then. As Lark begins climbing down the cliff, finally probably getting this bulletproof vest on.
And just as he's going down, Sam's gonna look towards Abraham and go, "Boy!"
He kind of just looks at you. You probably get him just as he's about to lower himself
Here,
down
Sam.
on the cliff.
I got something for you.
Lark's already going down the mountain. He's now been tasked twice to literally do everything to protect.
Well, hearing that,
Lark. I don't think he
Lark
has
will
time
be like,
now.
"Go ahead. She might have a present for you."
Kind of goes over. You see him pull the knife out and kind of flip it around. I'm guessing you want
like
this.
I said, you can
you want
have
this
it.
back?
I have something else that'll help keep your little shadow man safer. He proved useful. As she's gonna look towards the back of the truck, there's a few little toys back there. Pick your poison. There's some ammo back there too you might find fun. Take one and go, before I change my mind.
Oh God.
Oh, Abraham.
He barely got his knife privileges back.
Oh. oh, Abraham.
I imagine Lark is just
Lark
poking his head
observing
over the edge
this?
of the cliff, like, "Oh dear."
What are they doing? So yeah.
Well, as soon as I
you
see
at
him
least
start
heard
rummaging in the
him.
back, I probably like.
Yeah, he feels a bit conflicted here. He just grabs one of the pistols that's still in there. And just thanks. Yeah, no, really. Thanks for everything. Thanks for what you've done for Lark. Kind of looks around now, realizing the amount of blood and disgust that's around. Like, looks really at you. Seriously. Thanks.
Now go on, get out of here.
He heads over to the cliff and they begin to part ways. Let's go ahead and...
Just out of curiosity, did he take Crin's pistol?
No, because you have one pistol.
Okay.
Crin has a
Okay,
pistol,
there
and the
was
other
a
guy
third
had
handgun.
a pistol. Should have been 3 pistols. Yeah. No, he wouldn't. I didn't see Abraham taking a long rifle or any kind of rifle.
He might want to, but
He might want
honestly
to.
doubt he has the skill to use anything like that, like, effectively.
Till Sam teaches him.
Oh God.
I mean, it's not necessarily that. What's Abraham's biggest issue? He is very quick to anger, and he killed a guy already.
As far as we know, that guy was still alive. He got
so
stabbed, and we left.
he might have
We didn't
recognized,
care
like-
what happened to him after.
Right. He did something. He stabbed, and then there was the whole
Yeah.
situation of the other folk. Actually, in that, they did say that he,
that
he
is-
died in that little
He did.
conversation with Lark. Yeah. So yeah, as basically Sam and Crin, you guys start up trying to plan your path, and Lark and Abraham begin to head down. We transition back to Dusk. We'll say just a little more time has passed. Dusk, after you've kind of watched over Abraham, maybe even found a moment to rest, you come back. It's still just before sunlight is beginning to fall, and the mood of the castle has just changed. The people are back at the market. The workers are back in their shops. The Legion are back just doing their routes. You notice that the Portum, their jeeps, everything have been moved out of the garage, and you might even see them camped a bit further down the hill. You also notice that the knight, he stands out because he's just standing on top of like the roof of the jeep and looking down the valley. And you see what he's looking at barely through the trees, and really only because you're up so high, you can just see that bit of smoke rising from deeper in the valley. It's not as clear here where it's rising from. It's obviously that there's a fire, something burning further down the valley.
Well, since Dusk used to go about out there, could like she try to make a sharp roll to try and pinpoint where exactly the smoke is coming from?
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily anything you would have to roll on because you have traveled there. It's difficult for others because there's so many trees in the way, but yeah, it's coming from Portum. It's coming from the entry, the tunnel city that leads into the path that goes to the castle. It's basically the front gates to this section, this area.
Okay. So like from the smoke, it's clearly more smoke than when they were burning the storage.
Oh yeah. And you can tell by the distance, like, it is a lot of smoke. Like, it must be a very large fire.
That doesn't seem like an occasional accidental fire.
No.
Guess I'll have to pay the Emperor another visit.
So you begin to kind of make your way around the rooftops, the towers, having to be a bit more careful of the Legion, but also knowing they're giving you kind of a wide berth. You pass by the market, and you just stop for a second. You look towards the butcher shop, and you can see Shazaz's dad. Shazaz's standing right next to him in his apron. You can see he still has a neck brace on him. And he's smiling, serving customers. His dad's in the back, cutting away meat, as they normally do. Shazaz's there, kind of manning the counter, doing the barter. Probably sees you up in the tower and just gives you a smile, kind of nods towards you. Goes back to work.
She doesn't exactly smile, but probably the closest thing she can muster to it. And she's very relieved that he's okay.
Right.
And continues on her way.
You find yourself kind of going to the entrance, but you overhear the Emperor's voice. He's not inside. He's back in the back area where the kind of the training area, and he's having a heated conversation
Guess
with
I'll leave this
someone.
drop.
seems to be talking to the Medicae. Something along the lines of, what did you do to those children? The mother, I've had the parents dealing here. They're saying that you have, they're saying that you have the darkness in you. Do I need to take you down to the dungeons? Do you need to be the first that we have there? I am Harridan. This is the first time you've not heard him called Medicae. Harridan, you have to be honest here. Show me that I am dealing with you.
I'll just keep watch for now. Not going to intrude.
The Medicae, like, you can tell there's tears welling behind his eyes. Emperor, Mark, I don't know what happened. It was Omi. He was in there. It wasn't just me. I was trying to deal with that Shazak kid, get him ready to go. Omi had complete access to my office. Why are you saying this? Why are you saying it was me? Emperor, look, everyone saw you go in there. You were the last one out of that office. There's no other excuse. You can put blame on Omi all you want to, but you cannot explain how you were the last one there. It can't be like that. Who told you this? And they just keep going back and forth. It seems something has happened to some of the kids that were hurt by the animals, that the Emperor, yes, people have come saying it was the Medicae that did it. Medicae is trying to put the blame on Omi.
So they're blaming the Medicae for letting out the animals, or?
No. So the kids that got hurt, something else has happened to them.
Okay. So I assume the kids are in the medical room.
Right. That would be.
Would it, like, from where I am, would it
assumption.
be easy to just go there and check on what happened?
Yeah, I mean, basically you would have to leave this area and go back kind of down and across the castle to get to it.
I mean, because between Portum burning and whatever's going on now, I mean, it's probably more concerning that, yeah, essentially the village or the settlement next door is burning, and it doesn't seem like something accidental.
Right.
So I think it's more pressing. I guess at this point I will whisper to the Emperor. Can I just like whisper, or do I have to roll?
No, are you speaking?
Yeah,
basically,
the
just
way
trying to
this
get his
does it.
attention, right? Right. No, you're not trying to pass a message. It's basically just getting his attention. Yeah, he turns. Where are you? Clearly calling out to you. Harridan, you don't Medicae. You do not go anywhere. And he begins to walk kind of down and around the corner. Where are you? Again, the third time today.
So is he like out of the room? Where were we exactly?
So in the back of the castle, where they
so,
have
yeah.
their little training
okay.
area, kind of back this way. Yeah, basically right in like this area. Yeah, he was back here talking with the Medicae, kind of in a private thing. So he's kind of come and begun to walk this way, and I assume you're hiding.
So as
kind of
soon as
around this
he
corner.
enters the hallway, she will come out into view.
He stops. You can tell like he's just frustrated. What?
She will.
What now?
So I assume her first instinct isn't to speak verbally. So she will just use her
Right.
mind unless the Emperor starts being picky about it.
I think no, the way I see it is if you've already had a conversation with someone, if you're trying to persuade them or give them an order, that's a bit of what, or normally for NPCs, and I know that he's an NPC, you've already forged a relationship. So he understands that Dusk does not like to speak out loud. So I think he's
Okay.
kind of just waiting for it. Waiting for whatever you're
she says
gonna
to him
say.
in his head. Portum is burning.
What? Like he stops.
Go
What
outside
makes you say
and
that?
You'll see. Look into the sky.
Goes to walk past you and walks a bit around the corner to the courtyard, looks up. The sky's starting to get dark. Can't quite see it here. He'd have to get higher to be able to see it.
So is like a higher point nearby, or it?
Sure, there's towers here, you know. One of the towers that you
Okay,
used to
so,
escape the
she
last time
says
you were here earlier
The
today.
tower.
He just kind of sighs, opens the door, begins to run up.
Yes.
Do you follow him? Gets to the top and starts to squint. He first notices the Night Sentinel up on the car roof, looking down, kind of follows it. Shit. Thank you for letting me know. You can tell he wants to ask you something, but he stops, like still not unsure of your relationship. Like, what kind of vibe are you giving here? Like, I'm just here to inform you, but fuck off, or I'm here to inform you and maybe help you.
I guess somewhere in between, but probably leaning more towards the latter.
Okay. He stops for a moment. Look, you obviously can keep eyes on anything. I need you to watch the Medicae. Don't let him go anywhere where he can hide, anything like that. Follow him. Don't let him know he's being watched. Don't ask any questions. Just keep an eye on him. Can you do that for me so I can handle this?
She just nods.
Very well.
I mean, I technically still have 2 holds over the Medicae from my success. Yeah.
You do? Yep. Indeed. Yeah, and one was used to obviously save Shazah. But you see him, like, even if you follow the Emperor down, he runs down, and it seems like he's immediately looking for the legate, just trying to find where he is. So you kind of peek around the corner. Medicae is still just standing back there. For the moment, it
sense
seems like he's waiting.
the darkness or the entity within him like I did previously?
Do you want to open your
I
brain
suppose I can.
to study him? Sure. You look through him for the first time, like, you take the precautions to just block out any of those normal nasty things that try to cloud your vision. And yeah, it's like you are looking. Honestly, I think it's as if you're reading the Medicae as if he's pages on a comic book, where you're able to see individual faces, and because you have to be descriptive with each individual frame, you're able to read these things. And while he's doing a very good job to hide it, as you flip through this book, this comic book of the Medicae, he absolutely has that darkness still within him, hiding, secretive, not wishing to be exposed.
I guess. So this darkness, it's just hiding there. It's not doing anything else, like giving him subtle orders, or is it hard to say?
I think so. I tell you exactly what you see. You're flipping through the comic book, and you're watching. It's as if you're watching the conversation between the Emperor and the Medicae, and as you get to the very last page, where he says, "Show me what you really are," the Medicae reaches up, removes his face to show the entity down beneath, as if the Medicae's face is simply a mask.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping tabs on him. I'll probably try to read him to actually discern his actions. So, to make this easier, she'll just project her brain relay in front of the Medicae and stare at him, and then use the casual brain receptivity.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. That sounds good. Yeah, like he sees you and he just stops again. Like, still you have that hold over him. So I think he recognizes that. Yeah, go ahead and roll your weird for me. Okay, so you still get one question.
Okay, let me see. What does he intend to do?
What does a Medicae intend to do? Spread like wildfire throughout the castle.
Yeah. That's not going to happen. So I'm going to use another one of my holds on him and basically tell him to go into the dungeon and lock himself in there.
Interesting. Yeah. He turns, smiles, speaks in the same voice you've heard for a very long time. The dungeons cannot hold me. And begins to make his way past you towards the dungeons.
I'll have to. I'm really going to need to have a talk with Lark once he returns.
Right? Maybe Chris. Chris could be an interesting conversation
Yeah, but
too.
I mean, until she can actually trust him, because he looks exactly like those people that used to be at the at the facility she came from. So
Right. Uh-huh. That's hence the interesting part. Like yeah. Oh, there's so many interesting things that'll happen. I think honestly, because it is getting a little late, I think this, unless you have anything immediately you want to do, Dusk, this might be a good place to pause it.
I mean, I
just
guess
as
now
the
she
Medicae
could
kind of walks
check
away.
on the children to see what happened.
Right. No, that's a perfect place to leave it. So as you make your way into his lab, you see that there's two children. One's maybe 6, the other 8. They're both asleep, and they're attached to what appears to be IVs. From our perspective, it looks like these kids are in comas. And from what you saw, they did not get hit hard enough to be in a coma.
I guess I could try to sense if the Medicae did something supernatural to them as well. Open my brain again.
Yeah, absolutely. You open your mind to the room, and it's hard for you to hear past the screams and the utter just the pain that has happened in this room. But you force your way past that, and you begin to hear voices. And it's not the voice of the Medicae. I'm not sure it's a voice that Dusk will have remembered ever hearing before. But it is the voices of Omi and Mimi.
The children.
Omi and Mimi are the ones that had the RV. They're kind of they're the adventurers, the ones that go to the cities and bring back stuff, the ones that brought all the medicine. Yeah, there's definitely a kidnapping scheme going on here at the moment. Drug the kids, wait till nightfall, kidnap the kids with the RV that's now working, disappear forever.
Okay, that's weird.
Right? Lots of weird stuff. I think that's where we should pause it. It's just with Dusk overhearing that now, again, the portum's burning. You just got order, right? And the world likes to spin it up
frying
again.
pot into the fire.
Portum's burning. The Medicae obviously is still weird, and now Omi and Mimi are trying to kidnap children. Welcome to Apocalypse World. We hope you enjoy your stay.
The course of the day, madness.
It's our monthly special.
Exactly. But yeah, let's go ahead and pause that. I know we ran a little bit later than normal. I think there was a lot to get through.
It was kind of my fault because I overslept.
Oh, you were fine.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think, again, we are starting to circle when everyone's coming back together. So, awesome. With Star having to back out, I would say when we start off next week, I'm going to put a note in here. We'll go through, we'll highlight stats. We'll go ahead and do like the end of session hex stuff since we didn't get to do it now. And
awesome.
yeah, we'll go from there. So awesome. As always, thank you all for playing. Thank you everyone who might be watching, and
See
we'll
ya.
catch you next week.
Mike.